Welcome to Kalimdor. Don't come here.
In this series, we'll be going over some interesting spots all around Kalimdor and discover the hidden history of places you've been dozens and dozens of times.
Okay.
Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be like,
What the why would they do that?
Reason, but
what?
in the war
What?
was removed during
Really? Wait, what? What the
once-
what the Wait, what? What the I had no idea about this. What the what?
So let's just jump right back into it. Last episode, we
Okay,
touched
dude.
briefly on the Third War, which culminated in Hyjal being damaged. After the
That's
war,
great.
it was a significant evolution for the Alliance and Horde, and they turned into the factions we are much more familiar with today. Peace was established between the two, for the most part, but more on that later. The point is,
For the most
Horde
part.
established a foothold in the deserts of Kalimdor and named it Durotar, after Thrall's father,
Durotar.
It was here
Okay.
where Orgrimmar was established, and young orcs could use Durotar as a proving ground to shape them into respectable members of the Horde.
That makes
which
sense.
includes beating the crap out of peons that are just trying to get a break. During their travels, they also adopted
fuck
the
'em, dude.
Trolls into the Horde, as well as the Tauren, but these races had their own baggage. The Tauren needed help with the invading Centaur, and the Trolls had to deal with betrayers in their ranks.
Oh wow. That sounds terrible.
You see, at this point in time, Vol'jin was the leader of the Darkspear,
that's a
and
badass
he had
picture.
a childhood friend named Zalazane. Zalazane was always viewed as the companion of Vol'jin,
Yeah.
probably because Vol'jin was always touted as a hero, because he was the son of the former leader, Sen'jin. This caused spite to dwell within
can relate to
Zalazane,
that.
and he ultimately betrayed his people
What do you
for
mean?
revenge.
He's
Nothing. I'm just saying I can relate to that. That's all.
it says Saladin he betrayed.
With the use of voodoo
Oh,
magic,
did he?
mind-controlled a good majority of the Darkspear trolls on the Echo Isles and commanded them to do whatever he pleased. Vol'jin ordered the trolls to flee the Isles so more of his people would not fall under Zalazane's magic, and they
Yeah.
established Sen'jin Village on Durotar's shores.
Work.
Players are sent to kill Zalazane and bring back his head as proof, but each time Zalazane was killed, the voodoo magic of his quote-unquote head
He's only level
would
10.
wear off, and it would be nothing more than painted rocks or a bunch of coconuts.
What
It wasn't
the
until the
fuck?
Cataclysm pre-patch where Zalazane would truly die. The might of the Horde rallied at the Isles to deliver the final blow to Zalazane, but the Witch Doctor summoned an impenetrable shield around himself.
How convenient.
I can't be touched. No living thing can make its way through this barrier. The Echo Isles be Zalazane's to rule, Shadowhunter.
Oh,
now
shit.
and forever.
That was until Bomswamdi, the troll god of death, dragged him into the underworld.
Oh, my.
Who that be?
Well, don't you know yet, man? There be no hiding from Buan Samdi.
What the fuck? When did this? Wait, is that actually like dialogue in the game, or did he just make that shit up? That's actually dialogue in the game, bro. I thought Bonswambi just came out of BFA. So Bonswambi's been in the game since Cataclysm? Holy shit. I didn't even know that at all. I never play Horde. That's crazy. I thought it was just like some new fucking thing.
BFA, we can find the tortured spirit of Zalazane in Bomswamdi's temple called the Necropolis. But oh my goodness, in BFA, he
yeah.
also breaks away from Bomswamdi's control and goes back to the Echo Isles and is immediately defeated once again.
What?
You died as you lived. Forgettable.
Oh no.
Another zone off the
Wow.
coast of Kalimdor is one you would never want to find yourself in. The Dustwellow Marsh is a humid hellhole filled with crocs, spiders, and even dragonkin.
That's
The
dangerous.
Horde have established a base here created by the Stonewall Ogres, who were once
big
led
boys.
by Rexxar, but have continued the cycle through leaders. What makes
Yeah, of
Dustwellow Marsh
course.
so interesting is the Alliance's participation in the zone.
Okay.
All over the human marshes, there are Theramore deserters who seek Horde blood despite the peace treaty established between the factions.
Fuck
This
'em, dude.
bitter hatred between the Theramore deserters is related to a critical part of Kalimdor lore. During the Third War, the Horde stole ships in South Shore and sailed across the Great Sea. But Dalen Proudmoore, Lord and Grand Admiral of not only Kulturus, but all of the Alliance, tracked them down through the sea. Both crash-landed on the Darkspear Isles, but that is a whole story for another time that doesn't really relate to the story I'm trying to tell now. The point is, Dalen eventually sailed back to Kulturus, got as many soldiers as he could, and he made his way to Kalimdor with a mission to squash the Horde right then and there, and not allow them to gain a foothold on this new continent.
Hell yeah, dude!
Places like Durotar and the Barrens, but when the Horde eventually started to fight back, he retreated to the Alliance stronghold of Theramore. Little did Dalen know that he'd bump into his daughter, Jaina Proudmoore, who was not prepared for his arrival. "Oh, Jaina, how is my little pumpkin doing?" "Dad, it's not what it looks like!"
Damn. Damn. So Jaina fucked everything up. I thought about this a number of times. Like, Jaina has been like, Jaina being a dumb bitch has been a plot device for like 3 expansions.
She is.
Really?
Say, you know what? Say it louder for the people in the back. Jaina is a dumb bitch.
So she's interacting with Thrall. She got her dad killed. She, didn't help Arthas, indirectly contributed to Arthas being the Lich King, wouldn't get with Kael'thas, and then so he got really pissed off, and then he had the Burning Crusade happen, so that's like partly his fault too, or her fault too. And then you had Wrath of the Lich King. I don't know how Cataclysm, she got the area blown up, and the Sun Reavers, yeah, she got rid of the Sun Weavers. Or Sun Reavers, excuse me. The genocide, yeah, there's that too. And then BFA, it's like none of this dumbass shit would happen if Dalen was in charge of it. He'd just gone over to the Zandalar, blew that shit up, and be done with it, you know? But like instead, we've got to do a bunch of little storylines with her hugging her mom and crying. Like it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's like this girl is literally she's caused, indirectly at least, like 3 expansions to happen.
Yep.
This one girl. Holy shit, man.
You know what WoW needs?
What?
WoW needs more men in charge, I think.
Yeah? Let's see. Well, we've got, so the Zandalari trolls are led by Princess Talanji because Rastakon's dead. Yeah, Kulturus is led by Jaina. Who are the Horde led by?
Sylvanas. Well, they were.
Yeah, it's true. Sylvanas. And then you've got Anduin, which is like...
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. Exactly. And so... Let's see. What else even are there? Fuck, dude. I'm trying to even think. A Horde Council. Oh, a council. Oh, okay. I'm sure that's going to go well. All right, we'll get back to the video here. Okay, it doesn't count? Yeah, I know.
See, Jaina had a very different opinion on the Horde than her father.
Yeah, I bet she
was good friends with Thrall and thought the best way to stop the conflict between the two factions was to establish peace rather than never-ending war. This meddling with the Horde was something Dalen would not respect, so Jaina stayed in the marshes while her father usurped control over Theramore. Shortly after, Alliance forces would attempt to push out to take over the marshes, but would quickly be overwhelmed by the Horde forces. So much like the Alliance in an Alterac Valley battleground, they decided to turtle up in Theramore and established a naval blockade in the bay. And much like the Alliance in any Alterac Valley battleground, it ended horribly. Jaina knew her father. She knew that he would never stop in his conquest to annihilate the Horde. Countless amount of lives would be lost on both factions, so something needed to be done. In an effort for the greater good, Jaina assisted Rexxar in destroying the naval fleet outside of Theramore, and the Horde laid siege on the stronghold. Now, despite the violent offensive attack by the Horde...
What a fucking bitch. What a fucking bitch. Yeah, she literally, like, how is it that that's just, like, okay?
And she's a hero now. She's a hero.
She's a good guy.
She's a fucking traitor, and she deserves a traitor's death.
The thing is, like, I like having badass faction leaders like Dalen, Proudmoore, and Garrosh and Varian. Like, they're just these big badass motherfuckers that it's like if there's ever a cinematic with two of them in the same cinematic, there's a fight. And that's way better. Way fucking better than this, holding hands and, weird ass dumb bullshit. It's World of Warcraft. I want to have some badass, like, some badass leaders that can do crazy ass shit.
Hell yeah.
Toxic masculinity? You're goddamn right.
Yep.
Thrall tried to reason with
fuck
Dalen,
you.
explaining that the Horde was no longer these savages that he fought against in the 3 wars, but Dalen was having none of it and fought till the bitter end and participated in mortal combat with Rexxar.
Yeah, obviously. God damn. Fuck.
Fatality. Do not mourn, Jaina. Your father was a proud warrior, but I just beat the fuck out of him. High five, Thrall.
Hey.
Even though Jaina chose to play a critical role in her father being murdered, she was still pretty upset by it, and when the news reached the people of Kultiris, they were even more upset.
Yeah, I wonder
they
why.
cried out for the Horde to be wiped off the face of Kalimdor
True.
and pleaded to the rest of the Alliance for aid.
True.
But the Alliance, to be honest, they didn't really care. There were much bigger problems with, the biggest human kingdom being overrun by undead, so they ignored the Kultirians' pleas for aid. The kingdom of Kultiras would take great offense to this, and isolated themselves from the Alliance, living in relative solitude and bitter frustration until the events of Battle for Azeroth. The deserters around Theramore are the remnants of soldiers who have the same hatred as Dalen, and would stop at nothing to annihilate the Horde. Now, why do the deserters think it's a good idea to wander into a very dangerous swamp instead of just, like, taking a boat?
Because they're assholes, that's why.
It's a good question. Why are there still guards in Theramore after their leader blatantly betrayed them by just inviting the enemy into their home and probably killing a lot of their friends in the process?
Yeah, that's
another good question, so let's just move on.
Nobody knows.
On the southern side of the continent, we can find the arid desert of Daenerys. While these rolling dunes seem plain, there are still places that creatures call home. The Caverns of Time is the home of the Bronze Dragonflight, a group of dragons tasked with protecting the true timeline. They are in constant conflict with the Infinite Dragonflight, who are the exact same thing as the Bronze Dragonflight, but they want to alter the timeline. Look, I'll be honest, this place is just an excuse.
I think that the Infinite Dragonflight is cool. I think it's interesting.
Yep. I agree.
It's actually interesting and cool. I know it's confusing. Like, in my opinion, I think that the moment I like the Caverns of Time as basically what he's going to say is it's probably just a tool for them to retell, like, old stories. But whenever things start changing, I feel like it opens up a can of worms. I don't like time travel in stories.
So players can experience the events of Warcraft history firsthand.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff like the opening of the Dark Portal, the culling of Stratholme, stuff like that. This whole section of lore really isn't meant to be taken seriously, I think. It's just here because, it's cool. Like, during the 15th anniversary of WoW, there was a disco room here, there's a volleyball net, ETC was here, Algalon was there, and Leroy Jenkins had a chicken stand. You can't get more silly than that. Another hub in Daenerys is Gadget Zan. It's run by
the game's too silly nowadays. Game's a little bit too silly nowadays. It's a little bit too silly. Maybe I hate fun, but it's a little bit too silly. I want to see, like, more blood and thunder. Exactly. It's the fucking pandas. Yeah, ever since the pandas, bro. Like, ever since...
They can't, dude.
What do you mean?
They can't. Like, they can't do the blood and gore. Like,
why?
Well, for example, if you go to Freehold right now, so you know how they updated... Maybe I've already said this on stream. You know how they updated all the models for, like, BFA and shit?
Yeah.
And, like, everything's high res and shit. Okay. If you go to Freehold right now, they're still using the upside down center model for like them hanging people in Freehold. So they can't like update anything, and they can't go like full blood and thunder. Like they turned it into a kids game, and with like very, pretty mild themes. Like they can't do anything.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like really kind of brutal stuff, but it's not as it's not as obvious in the same way. It's not like the way it used to be. Transmog Contest is a testament to this. I don't know. Yeah, the DK campaign. I mean, like, come on.
That wasn't that brutal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're like raising the dead, and I don't know. Opening the shit, dude. Rated T for teen. They need more stuff like the Crypts of Karazhan. I agree. I think they need to do a lot more stuff like the Crypts of Karazhan. It makes the game interesting and cool. If they just go around and they just do the same old usual boring bullshit, then I'd get tired of it. Varian's death was fairly brutal. Yeah, it was. Okay, well, I'll finish this.
Steamweedle Cartel, a neutral goblin organization, and at first glance, this place seems pretty underwhelming. But there is a Hearthstone expansion about this place, and it was totally revamped to be like this gigantic, bustling city. Now, almost everything in Hearthstone is not canon. But in the book Traveler, a book for kids that takes place in the World of Warcraft universe, it also describes the city as a labyrinth of streets full of almost every known race.
Alright, how about that?
Now, this isn't what it looks like in the modern game.
No, it's not.
Like, at all. Probably because making a giant city takes a lot of time, and I highly doubt that the main story will ever take us back to Gadgetzan. So there's no real reason to update the city into the concrete jungle it actually is. So, let's talk about a real jungle. Welcome to the Un'Goro Crater, aka Reference Crater. Basically everything you see here is one big reference. The name Un'Goro Crater is inspired from the real-life place called the Ngorongoro Crater in Africa. Marshall's Refuge is a reference to the 1970s show Land of the Lost, Marshall being the last name of the characters. Holony and Willenden Marshall are reference to Will and Holly Marshall from the show. Mario and Luigi are here. Spaghetti! Link is here, and Ringo Starr is in a volcano. Un'Goro was shaped by the Titan Watcher Freya.
What the fuck?
She created Un'Goro, Sholazar Basin, and the Vale of Eternal Blossoms as places where the Titans could experiment with designs in these flourishing craters filled with life. The Wild Gods were birthed from these basins. The Wild Gods are like these manifestations of life and nature that multiple cultures around Azeroth worship. The Night Elves call them the Ancient Guardians, the Pandas call them the August Celestials, and the Trolls call them the Loa.
So the same thing, though.
This place is filled with dinosaurs.
That's cool.
Not sure what to say here. There are dinosaurs are here, and they're cool. But oh my God! Run! Everyone, get away!
Is that a real Triceratops? Holy shit! What the fuck? I don't think I've ever seen one of those before.
Oh, there's a big T-Rex. Oh, run! Everybody, run! Why are there so many people on the Golden Crater? Run! Oh my! Oh.
Okay. Okay. So I didn't.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I agree with you, man. Are you gonna watch the ESO trailer? No, I'm not gonna watch the ESO trailer, dude. Gives a fuck, man. Click so fast. See you prepping for the eventual Asmongold reaction. Asmongold is part of Warcraft lore by now. He fits in everything. The fuck, dude? His bald spot is Un'Goro Crater, and his yellow teeth are Tanaris.
Oh no, dude!
Great. That is just great. That's what I get, man. This is my life. This is just what I fucking get. Over the human marches, there are neglected unfinished quest chains. Dalen did nothing wrong. Make Alliance great again. There it is, dude.
Yes.
There it fucking is. Observe, 1 hour from now, there's going to be an Asmongold reacts. That's pretty fucking close, man. Here before the bald man reacts. What's up, Bomb Swamby? For the true horde, the days whenever the war was good. I do think that, yeah, they need to make shit like more, I don't know, like more intense in a way. And I'd love to see that happen. I don't know if it ever will, but I would like to see it. Okay, let me see if there's any more of these that are worth looking at. Can't wait to watch this thing with Asmongold. And before, I didn't know that. Asmongold. Well, yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm a big idiot, right? Jesus Christ. Okay. The game is a game for kids. Listen, I don't think the game's made for kids. I just think that they're not going out of their way to really do something that's unique or cool or interesting. I think they're just kind of fucking around.